Sadish, can you able to see my screen? Is
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Sadish. Okay, Sadish.
Sir, shall we start the session, sir? Raja, sir?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir. A very good afternoon, one and all present here. I welcome you all for this international webinar on institution industry interaction for the career development, organized by Research Committee of Arasu Engineering College. Now, may I request Dr. Rukmandan, Dean of Academics of Arasu Engineering College, to deliver a welcome address. Please, sir.
Respected resource person of today's international webinar, beloved principal, research committee coordinators and members, heads of the departments, staff members, and my dear participants. Good afternoon to all. Today, the research committee of our institution is organizing an international webinar on institution-industry interaction for career development by having the eminent resource person, Mr. Rajalakshmi Narayanan, Senior Welding Engineer, Gulf Petrochemical Services and Trading, Muscat, Oman. On behalf of the management, principal, research committee members and coordinators, and on my personal ground, I wholeheartedly welcome the resource person to this webinar. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I extend my warm welcome to our respected principal, Dr. Balamurugan, to this webinar. He is actually the backbone of this today webinar, and he is offering his valuable guidelines for us in organizing a series of webinars during this lockdown period. Welcome, sir. I also welcome the heads of the departments, research committee members, staff members, and the participants for this today webinar. I assure that today's webinar is going to be the more useful and informative to all the participants. So I request all the participants to kindly make use of this webinar in more efficient manner. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, may I request Dr. T. Balamurugan, sir, Principal of Arasu Engineering College, to deliver a welcome address, presidential address. Sorry, please, sir.
A very good afternoon to you all. I am Dr. T. Balamurugan, Principal of Arasu Engineering College. Our institution was started in the year 2001 with 3 undergraduate programs. From the inception, we have committed ourselves to provide quality education. As a result of that, today we are offering 8 undergraduate programs and 4 postgraduate programs. In order to recognize our quality service, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council gave accreditation to our college. And most of the eligible programs are accredited by National Board of Accreditation. The University Grants Commission recognized our institution under 2F and 12B categories. Today, I am very happy to hear that the research committee of our college is organizing an international webinar on institution-industry interaction for career development, especially for engineers. I think this is highly useful nowadays because there is a view that most of the engineers are not having enough opportunity to expose their talents by getting jobs. But it is not actually true. Here, the thing is, we are not producing the engineers as industry ready because the industry and the technology both are getting updated day by day. Whether we are coping up with that updation, that is the question here. So in order to produce industry ready engineers, we should have regular interaction with the industry. That's why we have arranged this institution industry interaction. So I think such kind of interaction will give definitely improved chance for career developments. So in this happiest moment, I extend my warm welcome to the resource person Mr. Raja Lakshmi Narayanan, Senior Welding Engineer, Gulf Petrochemical Services and Trading LLC, Muscat, Oman. I wholeheartedly welcome our resource person, Mr. Raja. Welcome, Raja. And my sincere thanks to the organizers of this program. And I request all the participants to effectively utilize this opportunity by having a very good interaction with the resource person. Hope at the end of the session, all will gain a lot about this. With this, I congratulate and my best wishes for the success of this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. May I request Mr. S. Sundar Selvan, Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, to give a brief introduction about today's resource person. Please, sir.
Good afternoon to all. I'm very much delighted to introduce the first person for today's webinar, Mr. Raja Lakshmi Narayanan, Senior Welding Engineer, Gulf Petrochemical Services and Trading, Muscat. At his credit, he completed his Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Department at Bharathidasan University and Master's degree in Regional Engineering College, Trichy. He is professionally qualified with IRCA Certified QMS Lead Auditor, International Welding Engineer by IAW. His key result areas among the all assignments he had came across includes project quality and procurement quality, project engineering, and so on. He is possessing the following technical specialization: welding of various high performance materials that requires high standard of expertise, and exposure in equipments, tank forms like tank furnaces, pressure vessels, heat exchangers, and so on. A failure repair analysis and welding cost, material selection for various applications. His experience as follows: he holds various positions in various projects at several wide concerns like Gulf Petrochemical Services and Trading, Larsen and Turbo, and so companies with having nearly 20 years of professional experience. With this brief introduction and note, let me leave the session to the chief person. Now I request our chief guest person to take over the session. Sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, good evening all. It's my pleasure to be in the board today for that webinar. So really, I'm happy to interact with that upcoming engineers who are the pillars of the next generation. So with that, we can move on to that webinar title, Institution Industry Interaction for Career Development. Okay. So to start with, so just it's a small introduction about me. I hope already. Yeah. Can you hear me? All of you?
Yes, sir. It is audible, sir.
Yeah, so this is my introduction. I hope it's already has been explained. So it is a small introduction about me. So we can move on to the topic. So today, what are the topics for the day? So why we need the technically qualified persons? Okay, need for the technically qualified persons, and the reason for interaction between institutes and industries, benefits of mutual interaction, and roadmap for the career development for the engineers, and suggested training and certifications and workshops for that upcoming engineers. And final one is question and answer session. So with that, we can move to the first one. So need. Okay, what is the need? Especially in the today's industrial change, because today's industry scenario is keep on changing. So based on that, industry expectation is high about the upcoming engineering graduates, but the engineering graduates are not able to cope up with that industry expectation. There is a gap in that. So how it can be filled up, the gap? It is by enhancing the technical skills, which is expected by the industry scenario. So for example, the first case, as a mechanical engineer, when you are coming out of that industry, what is that need arises in the industry for the mechanical engineer? For example, mechanical engineering, manufacturing industry is there, and projects are there, and some services. So some all kind of different industries needs different skill sets. Okay, And what is their expectation from the industry? Then in the present scenario, multitasking in their profession. For example, as a mechanical engineer, you cannot say, for example, as a quality, I'm a quality guy. Now I'm working in the quality domain as a welding engineer. But industry expects from me is not only that welding engineer role. Okay, in some cases, I have to do that quality manager role, lead quality engineer role, or so, and as a like a materials guy also. So it is like that multitasking, because that industry is a demanding industry now. So if you are choosing a profession, if you are having a multi skills, then it will be highly welcomed by the industry. So you have to be design your skill set like in that scenario, and understanding the needs of the owners, industrial owners. That is, for example, if you are going for an oil and gas industry or a manufacturing industry or whatever it may be, you have to know their expectation. For example, what is the skill set required for that? For example, if you are going to join as someone has come to for a campus interview, and what skill set they are required from the, for example, from the manufacturing industry, as a pressure vessel manufacturer, when he comes for an interview, what is his expectation that you have to know. For example, as a pressure vessel manufacturer, he want to know, at least you have to able to read the drawings, and you know what is that flow in their industry. For example, from the starting from the material procurement, planning, execution, so something like that. Okay, so you have to have some fair idea about what is going on in the industry for the particular industry when they are coming and when they are meeting you. Okay, and awareness towards the industrial qualifications and certification. This is very important when you are moving some industry. For example, if you are going into that engineering or procurement or design, engineering, procurement or quality, construction, it's a different kind of platforms are there in an industry. So when you are going to that particular area, you have to know what are the requirements, what are the expectations of the industries. Okay, this is the one. And so the thing is, a reason for the interaction, why we need to have that interaction with the industry. Okay, if you are not having that interaction with the industry, then you cannot able to know the industrial expectations. For a small example here in that case, see, if you are moving into that manufacturing industry, those who are manufacturing walls, for example, walls, okay, different kind of walls which are used in the different industries. Okay, whether it is in oil and gas or in some other industry, pressure vessels, or wherever it may be. Okay, so you have to know what is the manufacturing process. Okay, whether it is a casting, forging, something like that. Okay, so understanding the industrial needs, that is very key in the success, and how to meet their expectations. For example, if it is an for example, it's like companies like oil giants like Petrofac, Saipem, they are called as a EPC contractors. When they are want one candidate to be on their board, okay, they feel that, okay, see, if they want to take you in their engineering, then they at least they need some basic qualification like PDMS, then CIS or something like that, softwares, what used in their industry. Okay, then you have to know what is the position ladders in industry. For example, if you join as a junior engineer or a trainee, then what is the ladder in industry? If you are serving in the industry, particular industry for 15 to 20 years, what role you can reach, and what is your what is the ladders in industries available? That and all we can see in the next slide. And you have to know about the opportunities in the global market. It is not limited to the particular industry, whether it is as a mechanical engineer, whether it is a manufacturing industry or service industry. In the different kind of industries are there, and you have to know what is the requirements in the global market, and you have to tune to that. To capture that opportunity, you have to get yourself ready for that with that particular sets of skills with you. And you have to know what are the latest technical developments in industry. For example, now in the welding and all, robotic welding is coming to the picture, automation is coming to the picture, and real-time inspections are coming to the picture. For example, if you are doing a welding, what we used to do after doing the welding, we used to capture that, we call it as a radiography, and different techniques are there, and we used to evaluate that welding after that one. Now the demanding market, during that time itself, real time inspection that is come into the picture. So these are the industry expectation, keep on changing, and you have to update, and you have to capture the industry needs to make yourself. So when you will come all these things, when you will come to know all these things, when you are keep on interaction with the industries only. See, what is missing from the colleges side or institution side is they used to keep interaction with the industries. From that, they can gain what the expectation from the industry. Based on that expectation of the industry, they can fine tune their students and make them eligible for the meet the industry's expectation. Next one, benefits of mutual interaction. Okay, so what is the benefits? Definitely, when you come to know the expectation of the industry, then you can see, for example, the elective subjects. Normally, in the final semester, during my studies and all, it is in that 8th semester and 7th semester. I hope there are 2 electives we used to choose. So, see, once you come to know about that industry expectation and based on your interest, then you can choose the particular elective and you have to work on it. For example, if you feel automobile industry is your core industry and you are liking in that automobile industry, and you can choose the elective based on that. And in the automobile industry, there are, again, as an industry, see, it is like a simple same structure only, design, and when it comes from the design, then it is a planning, then planning execution, that manufacturing, then the delivery, supply chain management. This is overall in whatever industry, whether it is an automobile industry or it is oil and gas, or in the manufacturing industry, for example, valve manufacturer or casting, forging manufacturer, wherever you go, see, wherever the different kind of industries, the roadmap is same only. It is a different functions into the industry is like a similar only. Okay, and choosing the appropriate career in the right time. See, you have to have an idea. See, for example, you have to fix your goals. Okay, whether as a mechanical engineer, whether I have to go to a manufacturing industry or in the project side, if it is a manufacturing industry, whether you are going to choose a automobile industry or as a special vessel industry or some other industry. Okay, something like that you have to choose. Okay, then how you will come to know? You have to, when you are reading the newspaper and your interest. See, when you are reading so many subjects, you are having some 8 semesters and 48 papers are there in that 8 semesters. Okay, which paper is more your interest? Actually, it is curriculum is designed to know about what is mechanical engineering. When you are coming out as a mechanical engineer, the designer of the curriculum wants to know the mechanical engineer who is coming out of the college. He's having that almost having a overall idea about the mechanical engineering. But when you are choosing a career, you have to make sure that what is your interest, and in that particular area, how you can fine tune yourselves to meet the industrial expectation. That is very important when you are choosing your career. And recruiting the competent person by industry in the institutional campus. So when you are make yourself ready for that, and when you are having that qualities, then it is easy for the industry to take you recruiting the competent person, because when they are coming and when you are making and when they are examining your competency and and you can show you are competent in that smart way, then they feel that you are eligible for their industry, and it is mutually beneficial for both of you as the institute and as well as that industries. Okay, and provides an input to institution on the curriculum development. Okay, so when the industry, when they are coming there to your campus and they feel that, okay, whatever that curriculum what you have, so whether there is any need for fine tune and all, then they will come to know that and they will give some suggestion. Okay, in addition to that, for example, these are the 48 papers which has been given by the university and it was taught in your institute. Okay, in addition to that, maybe the institute, if they want, they can design their own curriculum, 1 or 2 papers based on the industrial needs, and they can give it as an optional paper. Okay, it is like a practical training. Okay, they have to get the practical training as well as have the theoretical knowledge in the papers, which is useful for their placement and all. And global market recognition for both institution and industry. When you are doing that as an institute, and you will be get a global market recognition from the industries. Then the industries, they will recognize your institution, and it will be beneficial for both your institute as well as their industries. And it is like it's like for example, what I told, what is that ladder when you are choosing your career, and what kind it will go. This has been based on the Middle East circumstances. Okay, the salary and all what I'm mentioning is it's like a Middle East scenario. See, for example, in a Middle East scenario, when you are joining the Middle East as a junior engineer, as a trainee, these are the salary range what they are giving in this industries. Okay, normally in that oil and gas industry, based on that. For example, here in this case, in the 15 years, actually now the company where I have worked, my corporate QAQC manager, now he was spending almost 20 plus years in our company. And when he started his journey in our company, he has joined as a junior engineer, then his career growth. Now he is leading the show as a lead QAQC manager of our company. So this is the way how to grow your all your credentials, and you have to move up on the ladder. And so the next one, career bridge. For example, as a mechanical graduate, what is that opportunities available in that oil and gas industry, and how you will able to qualify for that openings. Okay. In addition to that, what you have taught in the college, what the degree you have, in addition to that, what is the industry expectation? For example, see, now what are the avenues in the market? As a mechanical graduate, you can do the welding certification, NDT certification, and the QMS certification, which is very much important for your career opening and career growth in the oil and gas industry. If you see, I am not showing that what the documents and all. For example, here there are so many operating companies are in the oil and gas field. For example, from the starts from the Shell, British Petroleum. Definitely, when you come Shell, British Petroleum, and Exxon Mobil. In the Middle East, operating companies like Aramco, Qatar Petroleum, Petroleum Development Oman. These are called operating companies. These operating companies, see, for example, when they are giving a contract awarded to some other people, companies, for example, Petrofax, IPOM, there are so many players. When they are awarding the project, they are giving the condition, they are having their own specification, and in the specification they used to mention that, see, if you want a welding engineer, then they are used to give their skill set required. For a welding engineer, they are saying that you have to have a minimum mechanical engineer with 10 plus years experience and with having a international welding engineer certification, something like that. Like for a welding inspector, you have to be a graduate mechanical engineer or production engineer and so on, and the minimum 3 years post experience of the welding certification. We can call it as a ZCIP certified 3.1 AWS, like that. Like NDT certifications, you can work as a NDT inspector, NDT coordinator, NDT level 3. It's like a NDT engineer. Like there are two areas in quality. One is quality assurance and another one is quality control. These positions, welding, that ISO, that NDT and all falls under QC. And this falls under the quality assurance. Okay, these are the openings which is available. For example, welding inspector, QAQC inspector, welding engineer, NDT inspector, NDT engineer, third-party inspector, coating inspector. There are so many inspectors. Electrical inspector, for example, electrical inspector, instrumentation inspector. There are so many. It is here I am limited only with that mechanical engineers. So how you will bridge? See, your curriculum has given your basic knowledge, and when you are looking for some opportunities, then you have to equip with this kind of certification, which is made mandatory by the companies when you are coming into that industry, when you are looking for that opportunities. For example, opportunities as a guidance. For a project, you just thought about a project scenario. For all the project, what is the minimum requirement? You need the materials. Without the material, you cannot complete a project, you cannot design a project, you cannot execute a project. See, the opportunities available starting from the raw material inspection. See, we call it as a material inspector. What you know for the material inspector? See, material specification you have to know, and dimensional inspection you have to know, and visual inspection you have to know, and how the skill set to be imparted to the engineer you have to know by practical experience and by reading something, and the courses designed, for example, the welding inspector or the coating inspector, wherever you are doing that courses and all, they are giving a overview of that all those inspection. And for example, in the fabrication industry, when you go, these are the, for example, if you are going to that pressure vessel fabrication, you are joining a pressure vessel industry, manufacturing industry, then you have to know what are the stages from the design, as I told, from the design, planning, execution, then delivery of that product. Okay, these are the different stages involved in that fabrication, and the different stages you need the different skill sets. For the design, you have to know some certain basic requirements like that softwares, PDMS, those kind of things, this and all. Like when it comes to that execution, the planning, okay, as a planning engineer, you have to know the primary something software, and as a planning engineer, it's a minimum qualification, this and all. When it comes to that fabrication, then you have to, you have to know the drawings, how to read the drawings, and how to execute the job, and execution plan and all. When it comes to the inspection and in the fabrication, the main fabrication process is welding. Okay, for that welding, you have to have the basic qualifications, which is spelled out in the codes and standards and industry specifications and all. This something like that. So it was mentioned here. For example, NDT, what are the type of NDT? To ensure that product, whether it is a casting product or forging product or it's a welding, radiography, UT, MT, magnetic particle. So these are the advanced NDT techniques called AUT, pouch, and TOEFL, these are all, and coating, like, and these are the static and rotating equipment. These are the another area. Okay, you can say that the inspectors, they call it as a static and rotating mechanical inspectors. They used to do the inspection about these are the equipment for the heat exchanger, columns. So there are so many n number of equipments are there. When you come to the plant, there are n number of equipments are there, and these equipments to be inspected before installation, and during installation also they have to be insured. For that, there is a special category, they call it as a equipment inspector or mechanical inspectors. And quality assurance. Quality assurance is nothing but for any organization, it has to have their quality manual, or they are having that structure. And by that quality assurance, if you talk about the quality assurance, it gives the confidence to that end user. They have that system in their company. Okay, so then engineering, procurement, construction. So these are the different areas where you can yourself, you can qualify, and by if you're having interest, then you can qualify yourself in the particular area, which will be useful for your career development, career growth. And for example, what are the courses required? For example, design engineering means PDMS, plant design, and CSAR. This is the software which is used for the stress analysis. Okay, and this is the software which is used for the 3D presentation. For example, all the drawings which is in the 2D, and this is a 3D drawings, which can be very helpful for the real-time interaction. For example, when you are designing a plant and all. And second thing is in the procurement, what the industry's expectation, supply chain management. You have to know about what is supply chain management. Then you will be able to improve your chances in the procurement department. And project management. This is another one, we call it as a project management planning. There is a course is there, and what is project, from the scratch to the finish, how the project has been handled, then you will read in the project management courses and all. Then when it comes to that welding, okay, so these are the welding inspection courses. There are so many. There is the ZZIP is called as a European welding certified system for welding inspection personnel, which is awarded by the UK. Different organizations. It is an American organization. It is a ISO. ISO is internationally recognized, international standards for organization. So these are the different things in the welding inspection, and it comprise welding engineer too, not only the inspector, welding engineer too. And the next thing is NDT. It is the inspection. So once the fabrication has been finished, then it has to be the product has to be certified. It meets the requirement. For that, this NDT techniques has been used, and this NDT techniques also has been certification has been given by the different agencies. That ASNT is the American one, and PCN is the European one, and ISO is the International Organization Standards Organization that internationally recognized. And that levels which is available for that opening is available is the NDT inspector, for example, RT, MT, PT. These are the different techniques. And when you are doing all these things, then you will make as yourself as a NDT inspector, NDT coordinator, that and all. And then when it comes to that, these are the American Petroleum Institutes. They have their programs. These are APA 510 is a pressure vessel inspector, 570 is a plant inspector, 650 is a tank inspection, and 653 is the tank repair. So, for example, when you enter into the industry for the different specialization, they are anticipating this different certification. These are the minimum criteria when you are entering into the industry, and it is basically about your interest. For example, from the design, whether you want to be a design engineer or as a procurement engineer or as a project manager or as in inspection as a welding inspector or level. So these are the various opportunities, avenues available, and you have to make use of it. Okay. And when it comes to the manufacturing industry, these are the different programs. Six Sigma, this is which is lean management. These are all, for example, when you are going to the automobile industry like TVS, Hyundai, or BMW, wherever, these and all has been expectation of the industry, especially in that quality. When you are in that quality in this manufacturing industries, for example. Okay, these are the overall thing which I want to deliver to that during this webinar, because the thing is, what is the need of the industry and how the need has to be met by the colleges. Okay, by giving that, by doing that interaction with that institutes only, industries only, then you will know the industry's expectation and how it can be fulfilled. Okay, that is also I am saying that one of the thing. And what are the skill set required and when the preparation to be started. For example, when they are coming in the final year, they are coming for a campus from, for example, from the Hyundai. Okay, what they will expect as a they want to choose a engineer. Okay, for their industry, then definitely they will look into their aptitude and attitude as an engineer. Then in addition to that, if you show that skill set expected by them and they are very happy to induct into their organization, it is easy for them. Okay, that is the basic idea why I am telling all those things. Okay, and few slides, what are the applications of the welding in different industries like cross country pipelines, process plants, railways, shipbuilding. These are the industries where the application of welding is there. So using how many opportunities it is opened up in that welding front. Okay, to show that only just I am saying all these things. Okay, and this is one of the examples. Just it's a pictorial view, nothing else. The process plant, welding applications. So when the welding application comes, then definitely that inspection applications also, inspection opportunities also there. Once the welding is completed, then you have to be, it has to be inspected and it has to be clear. So it's a pressure vessel. It's a casting. Okay, for example, in the manufacturing industry, different components. And it is the forged components. And what is the difference between QA, QC? QA is a process oriented and the product oriented. Different types of NDT techniques. So it's a eddy current testing, how it has been purpose. So this is the way how you can identify that certifications and how you can achieve these certifications and all that scheme details and validity and all those things. It is only for that information. Okay, and if you are interested, then you can do all these things to choose your career and to go upon the ladders. Different certification programs and what is the training duration, what is the examination pattern and all that, just for your information. and these are the opportunities. For example, see what we have discussed: welding inspector, NDT PWC technicians, NDT job openings, and see here mechanical welding inspector. So many openings: coating inspector, piping inspector, that APA 570, equipment inspector APA 510, electrical inspectors, painting inspector. These are the graduates which is required by the industry. Not only it is limited to that Gulf countries. If you see it is Russia, Europe, Norway, various countries. Okay, so if you are qualified and when you are tuned up yourself, then you can go into the industry and you can work. Okay, this is the basic idea. Now finally it's a question and answer session, and I want, so if there is any clarifications or something, you are welcome and we can discuss more on it. There is no issue. Now I am leaving the session to that the team. Hello. Hello.
Sir, sir.
Yeah, now it's Q&A session. Then you can, your people, they can, whoever want to ask some queries, they are welcome.
Okay, sir. Participants, any queries? Please ask. Mute yourself. Ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir. Sir, actually, I am from Industrial and Production Engineering Department, sir. So, sir, can I speak?
Yeah.
Is it audible?
Sir. Yeah, it's audible to me. Tell me.
Sir. Sir, actually, I am from Industrial and Production Engineering Department, sir. Mechanical sub-branch, sir. Sir,
okay.
If we have learned some basics about the NDT topics, what you have said, sir, just now.
Yeah. Yes.
So how well it would be, sir, if I do that, sir?
Yeah. See, the career opportunities in the NDT is, see, when you are doing this, there are 3 levels are there. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay. Normally, level 2 you can go directly. See, for example, there are different techniques are there: radiography, magnetic particle, penetrant testing, ultrasonic.
Yes.
In that ultrasonic itself, advanced techniques are there. Okay.
Yes.
AUT, so advanced UT. Okay, and these are the techniques. When you are doing that one in the manufacturing industry, for example, if you are going for any industry, wherever welding fabrication is involved, once the fabrication is over, for example, forging also, pipes, once the pipes has been manufactured, if the seam pipe is there, then they want to know whether it is achieving that desired quality. Then they use these techniques for evaluating that welding quality. So wherever not only the welding is involved, wherever that in other industry also it is applicable. Now you can do this PCN or ISO 9712, that level 2 course. That is the first step towards in that career. Okay, when you are doing that one, then there are n number of industries in that India. For example, the projects. For example, if you are going to that Rajasthan, in that KG basin, in Godavari, Krishna Godavari basin in Andhra, and in Tamil Nadu itself, if we go to the Narimanam, okay, wherever that ONGC exploration is going on, and the plants, refinery plants, for example, Vizag, and in India, in Tamil Nadu, if you see that Chennai fertilizers in Chennai and Kadalur, there are so many units are there. So there the fabrication is keep on going, and there they want the presence of these inspectors in Trichy itself, and I hope in the Kumbonam is nearer to the Tanjore, the Narimanam and all, they are looking at these kind of people in the industry. Once you finish this training courses, and you can join any of the industry, and after some time, see, as an engineer, it is not your role. Okay, as an NDT inspector, then you can go for NDT level 3, then you will become an NDT engineer. In addition to that, see, when you are entering into the industry, it is for the like a stepping stone. Once you have completed that course, then you will get an opportunity to enter into the industry in a particular domain. And when you are working, then you have to keep on increasing your thought process. See, you have to see what is going on in the industry. It is not only that one. There, the planning will be there. Then you will come to know which is more beneficial for you, and you have to increase your this thing. For this, for example, see, these are the third-party certification. For that NDT, say for example, SNTTC 1A Level 2 certification. It is provided by the American Society of Non-Destructive Testing. And this level 2 and level 3 certifications you can go for, and the validity of the certification is 5 years. These courses normally, for example, NDT level 2, MT, PT, UT, MT. These are the basic courses, basic techniques. If you go together, it takes around 3 to 4 weeks to complete this one and attain the certification. In that, they will taught that practical things also. Once you doing it well, then you have an opportunity to place in the industry.
Hello, good
Yeah.
afternoon, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, you can hear me?
Yeah, you hear me. Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, myself Pradeep Kumar. I am working as an assistant professor in engineering college.
Yeah.
So as we are working from the long term in a education industry, somewhere we lost the pure technical relation with the industry. So
Yes.
my question is that what thing we pursue in future or nowadays, so that we
Yeah.
can once again on a technical track, or so that we can somehow support the industry on a freelancer, or we can guide our students also that
Yeah.
these things is yeah. So
Yeah.
what course or what specialization we carry forward or learn, so that we can benefit to ourselves and guide the students in the future.
Yes. See, as a student community, see what we are expecting as a institutes or companies, what we are expecting from the student community is, see, they have to have their clear plan. Okay. For example, the industry is wide and very vast. Okay. What is their interest? For example, whether they want to be in a manufacturing industry or in the service industry, which industry? For example, as a mechanical engineer, since I am coming from a mechanical background, I know more about the mechanical industry.
Yes.
Okay. The other area, I can ask my colleagues to take that kind of webinars, which is available opportunities how the people can be tuned for that opportunities. Okay. See, especially in the mechanical industry, these are the engineering, the design, procurement, construction. Okay. These are the project. These are the 4 core areas. Okay. In that all in whatever industry, whether it is a manufacturing industry or as a project, these all 4 things will involve in all the projects as well as in the manufacturing industry. For a candidate as an engineering student, he has to fix what is his interest, whether you want to be in that engineering side, design side. It is an office based job. See, it is simply, we can say that he can like a IT industry, how they are working. Okay. So if you are choosing his design industry, this one, then he can work in office, then he can work. Okay. For that, what is the skill set required from the industry, what we are expecting? Okay. Whether it is a pressure vessel manufacturer, what are the softwares he has to know? In the project side, oil and gas, when it's the plant construction, what are the things he has to know? And if in the procurement, what is the supply chain management? What are the supply chain management? What they are expecting as a procurement guy? And as a planner, what he has to know? As a planning engineer, if you want to be a planning engineer, then what skills he has to be attained? Okay. What is the industry expectation? And based on that, he has to fine tune during his, especially in the last 2 years, from the 5th semester or 6th semester, if he is tuned himself, then it is useful for him when he is coming out of when he is completing his final semester, then he will get an idea and what he has to choose. And definitely he has to have an idea till what is the ladder he has to reach that one. He has to have his vision. For example, as a designer, when he has joined, then as a project director. Okay, that is the ultimate goal. Okay, if he is choosing that career and if he is traveling in that same, especially when you are traveling in your core set of skills and in the core industry, there will be a more chances to attain that definitely in a highest level when you're in your career.
So
it is like a different. Yeah.
Is it project management program is ready for the new freshers or fresher graduates?
Yeah,
Is
because
there is
see,
a
always when you are doing some courses, you have to work in that industry. Otherwise, you will not gain the knowledge. Okay, this is okay.
Okay.
Certification programs will impart some knowledge, which is industry's expectation. To meet the industry expectation, only these courses are designed. Due to that, only the industrial sector also approve these courses, and they are taking with their certificate. With this certification, when the people are available, they are giving in their requirement itself, skill set requirement itself, they are mentioning that for a project manager or project engineer, they used to mention this certification is mandatory. For example, for the welding inspector, this certification is mandatory. Okay, for a welding engineer, this certification is mandatory. This professional course is mandatory. Okay, so they are believing, okay, this curriculum has been designed, these courses are designed to meet the industry's expectations. Okay, in addition to that, see, this is okay paper and you have the certification, but you have to work in the industry at least 1 or 2 years. Then only you will get an idea what is what. Then you will move on your next ladder. Okay, for example, when you are joining as a junior engineer, first join as a junior engineer, you work, you gain some knowledge, and when you are doing the certification, then it is odd for you. Okay, then it will explore so many opportunities to you. As a fresher, when you are doing the certification alone, it will not help you. Okay, this certification will definitely help you, but with the exposure in the industry, when you are moving on, see, you have the certification, and when you are working for 2-3 years, then you will get the opportunities, more and more opportunities. That is the idea of the certifications.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Sudhindra. I'm working as assistant professor at AIMS Engineering College, Bangalore. My question is, what are the certification course the student has to undergo in order to go for aerospace and automobile industries? So one more question is, as the previous professor said, he asked the question, what are the courses or certification a professor has to undergo in order to train the students in his degree? For example, if I'm the professor, which course I have to undergo in order to train our students? That was the question raised.
Yes.
Could you please explain this, sir? Thank you, sir.
Yeah. As a professor in a teaching fraternity, when you're working in a teaching friend, okay, there are no separate course has been designed like that, but it can be, see, that module can be designed by the industries and they can provide that one. For example, I have a plan to design a module for that engineers as well as for the industries. Okay, for the mechanical engineer, then I will design the module. For example, these are the different industries, and as a faculty, you can come to know that these are the courses are there. When the students are going under the courses, then they will get the opportunities in those kind of industries. Okay, that kind of overall one course can be designed and it can be delivered to the faculties. That can be done. Okay, but I have to work and I have to face the curriculum and I can deliver that one. That's not an issue, because it is not like for a graduates. Okay, it is when it comes to the faculty, the thing is he has to have an overall idea. For example, if he is a mechanical faculty, then he has to know what is what. For electrical faculty, he has to know what are the industrial opportunities and what are the skill sets required for that. That is different platform and it has to be dealt differently.
Okay, sir. The second question is, what are the certification courses the student has to undergo for him to join to automobile or aerospace sector?
For example, aerospace sector, this NDT, what I am saying that special NDT courses are for the automobile industries are there. Sorry, for example, aerospace industry, that is costly. That certification are costly. For example, in Bangalore, that HAL, Bangalore is a aerospace hub, okay, in India especially.
Yes,
if you are doing that particular NDT courses, that NDT courses are these certifications, what I am telling that ASNT, ZSAFE, PCN, these are not applicable for that certification. NDT certification is a different certification. Okay, that I am not mentioning in that one. If you are doing that certification, then you can directly join that aerospace industry from the mechanical point of view. See, the mechanical itself, the design, aerospace design. For example, if you want to join a Boeing air industry, okay, there the
Okay.
design, what are the skill set required? That, because since I am from the oil and gas industry, I don't know that much about that other industries. Okay, that skill
Okay,
set
sir. Thank you,
definitely,
sir.
yes, yeah, that is
Okay,
that
thank you, sir.
industrial experts, they can tell you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Participants, any other queries? Participants? Yes. Sir, shall we conclude the session, sir?
Yeah, sure.
May I
So
request-
yeah, this is my contact details. If you have any queries or something, I will share with the convener of this webinar. You can get it from them, and you can share your ideas, and you can share your queries and all. Okay, it is most welcome.
Thank you, sir. May I
Yeah.
request Mr. G.B. Sadish Kumar, Coordinator of Research Committee of Arts Engineering College, to propose a vote of thanks. Please, sir.
A very good noon to all. It gives me great pleasure for proposing the vote of thanks for the international webinar on institution industry interaction for career development. First, I express my sincere thanks to our management, principal, vice principal, and the Dean of Academics for their continuous support and ready assistance rendered for making this event a grand success. Thank you all. I render my heartfelt thanks on behalf of our management, our research committee, and all the participants to our resource person for sharing his insights on institution industry interaction for career development with us. I hope all the participants had a great and informative session. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to our research committee members and all head of the departments and all other staff members of our institution for their support and cooperation. Thank you, sir. I also extend my thankfulness to all the participants from various colleges who made this event a grand success. Also, I would like to thank the persons behind the technical support and all others who have contributed directly or indirectly for the successful conduct of this function. Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.